The lights hit, the cameras strobe, and the new queen lifts that crown like it's lighter than air. Freeze frame it right there. Now, what if I told you that very crown once buckled a girl's knees until she passed out cold behind the curtain? What if the perfect scores were decided before the first heel hit the runway? Tonight, 5 women stepped out from behind the velvet and talked to me, off the record, on camera, with no brand breathing down their necks. This is what they told me. Scroll any pageant clip and you'll think, another pretty face, another sparkly trophy. You see the wave, the tears, the sash. You don't see the panic attack behind the lights or the text that says, smile or you're gone. Rachel, a former Miss State finalist, told me she walked out with a rib out of place because the director said, real queens don't limp. Her painkillers quit mid-spin. The cameras only caught the glitter. She came in second. Next morning, she woke up 40K followers heavier and 5 pounds lighter. Stress alone did the trimming. That's the glitter trap. Wins measured in likes, losses paid for in private. Hop on Reddit after any televised final and it's the same all-caps scream, rigged. During Miss USA 2022, several contestants swear they heard the winner's name at rehearsal. One judge, off the record, called the final ballot a recap, not a vote. The Miss Universe organization launched an investigation, suspended 2 state directors, and still swears everything was squeaky clean. Headlines moved on in a week. Contestants didn't. I dropped 10 grand on gowns, says Lily, a top 15 finisher that year. 10 grand to stand in line while we pretended numbers mattered. They didn't even try to hide the host's earpiece. Whether it was fixed or just sloppy, the story sticks because the whispers behind the curtain have gotten too loud to ignore. When the crown is the only currency, distrust buys sleepless nights. State title, budget about 8 grand, national, closer to 25. That's before the spray tan subscription, the nutrition coach, and the week you take off work to volunteer at sponsor brunches. Most hopefuls crowdfund or lean on plastic with sky-high limits.
I sold my car, figured I'd win and buy 2.
She didn't. Now she rides 2 buses to 2 jobs, still paying last year's interest. Sponsorships do exist, but they're barter. Wear this gown, tag that waist trainer, pose beside the CEO's kid. Every free dress costs a sliver of dignity. The real bill isn't just money, it's the creeping feeling that strangers are sending you an invoice for your own worth. Pageant prep is sold as girl boss boot camp. Workouts, interview drills, posture hacks. What the glossy flyers skip are the 2 a.m. calls to moms who can't pronounce mamelon, but know their daughter's self-worth is cracking. Contestants practice answers until they're not sure where the script ends and they begin.
I started hearing the judges in my dreams. They scored my walk to the bathroom.
The score sheet, poise 25%, interview 30%, swimsuit 20%, turns a person into fractions. After months living inside that math, Jules caught herself pulling out eyelashes between dress changes.
Therapy helped. Pageants rarely pick up the tab.
Here she comes, Miss America.
Backstage, someone once hid Elena's custom heels 3 minutes before opening number. She went out barefoot, blamed herself, and still got dinged for lack of polish. Later, the culprit apologized through tears, claiming a sponsor threatened to yank funding if Elena outplaced her. Next day, they posed for selfies like besties. The sisterhood line sells tickets. The reality is a pressure cooker where kindness is optional and oxygen is competition. 1984. Vanessa Williams loses her Miss America crown after unauthorized photos surface. 2015. The same organization apologizes, on stage, live, and invites her back as head judge. Progress, right? Ask the black contestant still getting hair deductions for wearing her natural curls, or the Asian hopeful repeatedly called exotic like it's a score on the card. A Latina delegate was told to tone down the accent. This isn't a telenovela. Representation milestones feel hollow when the tape measure around your waist still outweighs the words from your mouth. If any of this is new to you, hit subscribe. Part 2 goes darker, and I want your take. Comment the one thing about pageants you've never understood. I read every reply. 5 a.m. cardio, 8 a.m. yoga, 10 a.m. mock interview, noon fittings, 2 p.m. talent rehearsal, 4 p.m. hate, 6 p.m. appearances, 9 p.m. cry in the parking lot. Repeat 6 days a week. Sundays are self-care. Sheet masks while memorizing judges' bios for weak spots. Coaches charge $200 an hour to critique chin angles. One trainer made clients text photos of every meal. A rogue cookie meant extra burpees and public roasting in the group chat. Contestants joke they're Navy SEALs in stilettos, except SEALs get hazard pay. Pageants promise transformation. We'll make you the best version of you. Translation: sculpt, bleach, straighten, inject whatever was never broken. Tasha paid $3,000 for a dental flipper so her smile would read symmetrical from row 20. She developed TMJ. Now apples are off the menu. After the finale, she tossed the flipper in a motel trash can, but the insecurity stuck around every time she laughed. The mirror quits being a tool and becomes a courtroom. Some women find body neutrality years later. Others chase pageant-level perfection forever, shoveling cash at a ghost wearing their old sash. Win or lose, the come-down hits the same. Adrenaline dries up, the spotlight swivels away, and you're clutching a gown you can't afford to dry clean. Winners sign year-long appearance contracts, photo shoots, galas, charity brunches, sometimes unpaid except for exposure. Runners-up get the quieter heartbreak. 3 a.m. doom-scrolling the winner's feed, wondering which microscopic flaw cost them everything. Rachel, the finalist with the dislocated rib, deleted socials for 6 months. "It felt like I'd been loud at a funeral," she said. "Everyone moved on and I was still bleeding." Some insiders push for open scoring, transparent books, mental health coverage. Others say torch the whole stage. Last year, Miss Universe added a no-makeup round and required judges to sit through bias training. Critics called it PR. Contestants called it a start. Indie pageants are popping up with body-positive categories, natural hair bonuses, sliding scale entry fees. The crown survives because it evolves, slowly, stubbornly, but it moves. Whether it moves fast enough to protect the next Rachel is the open question. If you want more stories the networks wouldn't touch, tap subscribe. And if any of tonight felt familiar, drop your own experience in the comments. Your voice might be the one that keeps the next girl from walking blind into the glitter trap. See you in the next one.